Hey everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, The Country Cowbell. My name is BobbieLynn, and I'm here today to show you how to decoupage with an iron and have it come out perfect. Today's video is dedicated to Ms Becky with Bottle Creek Napkins and her family. We all miss Becky very much. She was a big staple in our crafting community with all of her beautiful napkins and rice paper. I received the rice paper that I will be using today from Ms Becky in Happy Mail. I've had it for almost a year now, and I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it because it means so much to me and it is absolutely gorgeous. So I thought I would use it today to help people learn how to decoupage with an iron, and I think she'd be proud. First thing we're going to do is pick our base. I'm just using a sign from the Dollar Tree. I'm not worried about the back. This is MDF, so it's going to use a little bit more paint than what wood would use. Because the MDF likes to bow a little bit when it gets damp, meaning with paint, Mod Podge, whatever you're going to use, it's okay. I'm going to be framing this, so it'll take that little curve right out of the base I'm using. Right now I'm using Waverly chalk paint, any kind of white that you want to use. I'm saying to use white because the rice paper that I'm going to use has a light background. So if it has a light background, you want to use white or a similar paint color to what the background would be, so that way the colors really pop and you have a beautiful finished project. Now these two holes here on the side of the sign where the twine was, I'm not worried about them. I'm going to be framing this up some way, and I'm not sure exactly how yet. I want to make it perfect. So I'm going to take my time finishing this project. But I'm just filling in those little holes with paint, actually. I could use wood filler, but they're going to be covered up at the end, so I'm not worried. This part is really important to make sure that you have full coverage paint with an even layer across your whole surface. So just take your time. There's no rush in this. It doesn't take long to do. Just make sure you have full coverage and it's an even layer of paint. Once you feel you've got that layer down really well, I like to use my heat tool and I dry it completely. It's very important to make sure you dry it all the way. These are the little steps that are going to make a big difference in the end. If this is not dried completely, the paint is going to lift and peel before you're even done doing this project, because there's a lot of things that it can stick to that will lift it off. And you'll understand as we keep going. So just take your time and just enjoy the process. Dry the whole piece. Once I feel this is completely dry, I'm going to come in with my Mod Podge. You can use white Elmer's school glue, really any type of a thicker glue you can use. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can either just put your Mod Podge where your paper is going to go. Paper, fabric, tissue paper, napkins, rice paper, anything you want to use, newspaper. Or you can go over your whole base like what I'm doing. I'm just going to go over the whole thing. I'm not really worried about the edges having Mod Podge on them because, like I said, I am going to put a frame around this, probably a homemade frame. So it's going to be covered up anyway. And the way that this is going to be done, nothing's going to bother with it. Once you have a good even layer of the Mod Podge, because this is going to be rice paper, I like a thicker layer because rice paper is a little thicker. You're going to dry this all the way. This is where a lot of people come to a little problem. You must dry whatever glue you're using 110%. The purpose of using an iron is to reheat that Mod Podge to make your paper stick. So you have to make sure that this Mod Podge or your glue is completely dry. Once it's completely dry, you can take your rice paper or whatever you're going to use. This happens to be rice paper. And you're going to put it down on your surface. Now, everything between your paint and your glue is completely dry, so you can move this all around. Even a napkin, you would be able to move around to get it in the place that you'd like. I'm just going to try to eyeball it and get this in the center. I'm not worried about that little bit of a fold in it. Everything will be gone by the time we're done. This is the magic of using the iron. Once I find my center, I'm going to lay it down. Again, it's still not stuck down at this point. You can move it. I'm going to take my little iron and make sure that it's on and heated and there is no steam. Next, you can take parchment paper. I don't really recommend using wax paper, but today I'm going to use my heat press. I can't think of the word at the moment. Paper that I've got with my heat press. Teflon sheet. There we go. Words are hard, you guys. I start in the middle and I work my way out. This is now reactivating and melting, essentially, the Mod Podge that's underneath that we just dried all the way. This is what's going to make your paper that you're decoupaging stick to your surface seamlessly. No bubbles, no wrinkles, no creases, and it's going to be on there forever. These are why all the steps are so important that we do correctly. Drying the paint, drying the Mod Podge, absolutely 100% dry. And there we have it. See how the white background goes well with that rice paper and really makes these colors pop? You always want to match your background color to the background of your rice paper. I really love how this turned out, and I'll show you a finished picture once I figure out how I'm going to frame it. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification button and hit the bell so you get all my notifications for my new videos coming. I just want to say thank you to Ms Becky. We miss you so much, and I absolutely love this rice paper, and I will cherish this project for years to come.